Nauseous, sick, and about to pass out after weight loss surgery, caught in real time. Went for a run at 6 a.m. and I normally do not eat before I work out, but here's where I went wrong. It took me a few hours to actually eat something. This has happened to me a few times and I felt it coming along.
Babe, can you go get my robe?
I felt lightheaded, nauseous, and about to pass out, and I have to strip when I feel this way. I mean, everything is coming off and I have to be in my robe. At this point, it was a little too late. I was already feeling the symptoms. Body shaking, felt super nauseous, just had to lay down, but I wanted to eat something so it would stop. I'm not even gonna lie, this totally caught me off guard this time, and here's why.
You okay?
Baby, can you get my water?
Like I said, it's happened before when I don't eat before working out, but it's normally later in the day, not this early. And since I was recording my breakfast meal for you guys, I ended up catching this incident on camera. And why not keep rolling, because everything is content now. But this is just to show you that everything isn't peaches and cream after weight loss surgery. Things do happen. I'm literally still feeling the negative side effects from earlier. Let me give y'all some more context to what is going on, because I'm getting like a lot of questions like this. I don't recall my surgeon or registered dietitian mentioning this after weight loss surgery. I've heard it a lot for bypass patients, but not for sleeve patients. But essentially, I believe my blood sugar is just dropping. And I was not diabetic, not type 1 or type 2. I was pre-diabetic, but that has since gone away from the weight loss. But still, you don't have to be diabetic or pre-diabetic to suffer from a low blood sugar situation. Especially us, because of the weight loss surgery. So this has only happened to me like a handful of times, and it's only been associated with my workouts. I naturally have always never eaten before a workout. I don't like that feeling on my stomach, especially because I go hard with cardio, as y'all saw in that video. After weight loss surgery, I notice if I'm in the gym at like 8 or 9 and I haven't eaten, and then I'm done with my workout session, then I suffer from it, which is rare because I'm like a 5 a.m. girly. So I was quite surprised that it happened today because I worked out at 6 a.m. But it does make sense because I still didn't eat until about 9:30. But the important takeaway is listen to your body and pay attention to your body after weight loss surgery. I've been kind of knowing that I should eat a little something before I work out, but again, I just don't like to. When I got home today, I also knew I should have eaten something immediately, but I just got caught up with some housework. An hour into it, I started feeling it, but again, me not listening to my body, I'm just pushing along. And then by the time I did start cooking, that's when I started feeling it, and I was making a breakfast video for you guys, and like, it got caught on camera. So what I'm feeling is kind of like an aura that's coming over me. I start feeling like lightheaded, a little dizzy, very nauseous, very hot, and I immediately have to strip. Like anything that's pressuring on me, like intensifies those symptoms. And so I was already making my breakfast, so I was trying to get it down, but that was a very protein-packed breakfast and it wasn't helping me. I should have had eaten carbs, which I did end up adding a tortilla, but it still just wasn't enough. And so for the rest of the day, like I've been out of commission and it kept coming in waves. Like even right now, I kind of like feel it at the bottom of my stomach. Like I still kind of feel a little bit nauseous. When I kept moving around today, like trying to just clean up the house and stuff, like I had to sit down because I would feel it again. And it's like, once I feel it once, I feel it for the rest of the day. I should really just like go drink a cup of juice or eat a piece of candy or something, but sugar just hits my stomach like really hard, and it's just gonna make it worse. Like I really am about to go to bed because that is gonna be the only thing that kind of like puts it away. But this is not to say that it's going to happen to you, because a lot of people were like worried. It's not to say that it's going to happen to you. It rarely happens to me, but I know what it feels like when it's happening. That's why I immediately recognized it. And yesterday I actually was eating shrimp and I got a little bit of shrimp shell caught in the back of my throat, and it was irritating me so much I was vomiting like everything up. So the fact that I was throwing up last night, barely had anything in my stomach, and then didn't eat this morning, went and ran for 45 minutes, and then didn't eat for 2 hours after that, like my body was completely empty. But trial and error after weight loss surgery. Now I know, and I'll do better. Are you going through low blood sugar episodes after weight loss surgery? You're nauseous, you're tired, you're hot, you need to strip, you don't feel good, you're about to pass out? You're probably going through late dumping syndrome and don't even know it. Now, from my personal episode yesterday, I kept getting comments like this, like you're going through dumping syndrome, you're going through late dumping syndrome, but I didn't think that that was dumping syndrome. I thought dumping syndrome had a lot to do with what you ate, and I've had one episode of it on my weight loss surgery journey, but I didn't know late dumping syndrome had a lot to do with your blood sugar. So per my own quick research, these are the side effects that will happen when you have late dumping syndrome, which is what I had. But everything I kept reading says that it will happen 1 to 3 hours after you eat a meal, your blood sugar will tank. But that wasn't my case. Again, another thing talking about after you eat, but then I started focusing on the release of insulin and sugar into your bloodstream and all of that stuff. And that made me think, well, how does that correlate with working out? Because that's when it happens to me. So low blood sugar is common after you work out. And these are some of the things that will make it worse. Like the way you're working out, I did 45 minutes of cardio. It was definitely very strenuous and I didn't eat beforehand. So though late dumping syndrome is associated with after you eat a meal, 1 to 3 hours after, you can experience it because it will tank your blood sugar. I think it also will happen if you're working out, especially if it's very cardio focused, strenuous and stuff like that, especially if you skipping meals or doing it as soon as you wake up. It can also tank your blood sugar levels. And so once my physical activity was done, the blood sugar that was in my system was released into the intestines, causing still that late dumping syndrome effect, which is what I was experiencing yesterday. At least in my mind, it makes sense like that from my research. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? And so the moral of the story is we need to just do our own research, right? Because we're not getting all of the information. And even when we get the information, it doesn't mean that it's going to look like that for you. So my dumping syndrome wasn't caused by sugar or by fatty foods. It was caused by kimchi, fermented foods, and it wasn't even the spice. So the same thing could be happening here. I'm having late dumping syndrome. It's not caused by a meal, but it was caused by my exercise. Mind blowing, mind blowing. The more you know, just read your body, understand your body, listen to your body, and we're all figuring this out now that I'm a year post-op. When you think it's common sense, but it's screaming a lack of education. Let's dig into this hypothesis, shall we? When you're trying to give commonsensical, yes, I just made that up, commonsensical input and advice, but it's really screaming ignorant and condescending. Common sense to you may say, oh, I need to eat before I work out. Common sense to me is I'm going to listen to my body and I'm going to do what I want to do at the end of the day. So if I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning and I don't want to eat, I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to force my body to eat, no matter what the consequence is. Let's dig deeper into the video that you clearly didn't watch all the way. I said that actually doesn't happen to me all the time. I work out all the time without eating at that time in the morning. That has actually never happened to me, which is why I said it caught me off guard. It happens when it's later in the day, which is what I said. I said what I said. Working out isn't the only thing that can cause low blood sugar episodes after weight loss surgery. Did you read the comments? Since you're commenting, it's happening to people before they even have surgery. It's happening to people at work. I mean, let's not